Before you start the coding exercises, you'll need to set up a virtual machine using the virtual disk image or VDI file provided with the course. The disk image includes an installation of Tethys platform with many other tools that you will need for the coding exercises. Using a virtual machine will also help to eliminate any issues you may encounter due to differences in the operating system. We recommend using VirtualBox, as shown here, to create the virtual machine. If you have not already installed VirtualBox, you can download and install it from their website. Simply navigate to virtualbox.org and click on the rather large download button. Then select the appropriate link for your operating system. You will also need to download the virtual disk image file using the instructions provided in the course materials. Don't forget to move the disk image file to a safe location after you download it. The virtual machine will use it wherever it is located, and you do not want to accidentally delete it, say when you clear out your downloads folder. I recommend you move it to the VirtualBox VMs folder, which is located in your user directory. This is where VirtualBox stores its VM files. Select the file and cut it. Then navigate to your user directory and locate the VirtualBox VMs folder. If it doesn't exist, go ahead and create it. Finally, paste the file here. Now that you have installed VirtualBox and downloaded the disk image file, you are ready to create the virtual machine. When you launch VirtualBox, you will be presented with the VirtualBox Manager shown here. This utility can be used to add existing virtual machines or create new ones. These commands are also accessible through the machine menu. Let's go ahead and create a new virtual machine. First, we need to provide a name for the virtual machine. Then we need to specify a folder where it will store its files. I'm going to leave it at the default. Next, we need to specify the type and version of operating system of our virtual machine. In this case, it needs to match the operating system of the virtual disk image file, which is a Linux Ubuntu 64-bit system. Press Next to continue. In this dialog, we set the memory allocated to the virtual machine. The green and red bar indicates the total system memory of your computer. The green portion indicates the amount of memory you can safely allocate to the virtual machine. 1 gigabyte is probably not enough. I would recommend setting it to at least 2 gigabytes or 2048 megabytes. If you can spare it, 4 gigabytes would be better, or 4096 megabytes. Press Next to continue. On the hard disk step, select Use an existing virtual hard disk. Select the Browse button, and then Add from the Hard Disk Selector dialog, and navigate to where you saved the file. Then select Choose and Create to create the virtual machine. There's one last thing we need to do before we start the virtual machine. Open the settings for the virtual machine by pressing the Settings button. Select System from the left navigation and then select the Processor tab. In this dialog, we can set the number of processors that are allocated to the virtual machine. As with memory, you will see a bar that indicates the maximum number of processors that it is safe to assign to the virtual machine. I would recommend setting this to at least 2, but if you can spare it, 4 is better. Press OK to save the changes, and then go ahead and start the machine by pressing the Start button. It will take just a few minutes for the virtual machine to start up. Once it has, you can log in by using the password provided in the course materials. You'll notice the virtual machine window doesn't fill the entire display. You can attempt to maximize it, like this, which works for me in this case, but sometimes it's necessary to change the resolution of the view manually. This can be done by going to the View menu, pointing to Virtual Screen 1, and then selecting the appropriate resolution. If you'd like, you can also go into full screen mode. Note that you will need to press the host key plus F combination to exit full screen mode. The host key, in my case, is the right control or the control button on the right side of the screen. Now you're ready to start coding.